Welcome to another Parents Lounge Mental Health Tuesday. And I don't know about you, my brother. I am Jamie Kaler. I'm joined as always by my partner in crime, Mr. Jason Gowin.
Gowin, yeah. How are you, James?
Just to get this off my chest immediately, my kids are on spring break this week. Since last Wednesday, they started Easter break and spring break together, and it's fantastic. It's super great. But it's giving me pandemic flashbacks because I'm with them 24/7.
You're not okay. I can see it in your eyes.
I'm far from okay. I'm far from okay. You can tell. Although I got to tell you, I'm sure there'll be lots of talk about the beard. Genevieve, thank you. You know, honestly, all I needed to hear was Genevieve say, "I'm so sorry," and honestly, I'm good for the rest of the week. I really appreciate that.
The last text I received from you just simply said, "My soul has been drained," and that was it.
We'll talk about it. Enjoying a glass of wine after a wild bedtime, ready to hang, Maureen. I love it. Thank you guys for coming in. We love your comments. Please, we'll wait till the rest of the stoners, Jobo, and the rest of the crew comes in. We have a fantastic show for you tonight. We have she's one of our favorite guests. She's been here before. I met her doing UCB. She's a teacher over there. She's a fantastic improviser, super funny. But she has a podcast called Why Mommy Drinks that is fantastic.
Oh, funny.
Yeah, so funny. I got to do that, and it was awesome. She has a partner. I think eventually we should bring the other drinking mommy in at some point, right?
Yeah, I think. And then she said Ari's willing to do the show too, so we need to get him in.
Another fantastic UCB performer, a teacher over there, a huge writer. So yeah, it would be great to have Ari come in. We have to do, instead of a newlywed game, we have to do an oldie parent game, right? Where we separate the parents and we give them the questions. And then, Bob Eubanks goes, "Where's the craziest place you had sex?" And then the woman goes, "In the butt, Bob." Something. Isn't that how that went? That's
wow.
Have you never seen that? Have you never seen that clip?
No.
You haven't?
I not that one, but I've seen like
famous newlywed clip. Like they all the other people go like in a tree, in a car, on the beach, and the guy he repeats it again. He's like, "Where's the craziest place you've had sex?" And the woman says, "In the butt." You never saw that clip? I think it's on.
No, not that one.
In like the 70s or something. We should do a new. Here's the problem. Stuff like that takes preparation.
That doesn't sound like this show at all.
No, and that's why I love this show and why we continue to do it each week, because we literally click on and then we come in and just let it rip. And honestly, I already feel way better. It might have something to do with the Negroni I poured.
When I'm about halfway through this Hershey's chocolate beer, I'll feel a little better.
A little Yingling. So listen, we had a great show from Why Mommy Drinks, from UCB. Betsy Stover is here. Of course, Kate Mulligan's here. Clare Kramer, not here. She's here in spirit, but she's under the weather, which means she's buried in 4 children right now, so she won't be here. So let's do this. Parental Mental Health Tuesdays. We're going to talk about I got a lot of shit to get off my chest. I know you do. I know. Right there it does. We're going to play our opening title sequence, which is 90 seconds, which is just enough time for you all to go get a cocktail. Come back. We love your comments. Please, nothing is off limits. Let's talk. We'll talk about, actually, we have some amazing guests coming up. We'll talk about them too. We have a big show tomorrow night coming up. We have a big show in 2 weeks that's going to be live at a comedy club here in Burbank that we're going to do. We have a lot of stuff to talk about, but first, go pour a drink. Jobo's here. Hey, y'all. Cheryl Gibson. Beard is sexy AF. I'm going to count to 3. Okay. Are you ready?
Always.
Then Hit it! Could have homes on separate coasts, go dive in Greece with squids. Could have been so bleeping rich, but instead we had kids. They won't smile for a photo, they won't eat the food we choose. That's why we're heading to the parents' lounge to drown ourselves in booze. Every day we're more exhausted, we haven't slept in years. They hit me in the nuts so bad, my eyes filled up with tears. And yes, we'd like to fake our death and go off of the grids, but the truth is we are softies and we truly love our kids. So join us every Tuesday night to laugh at all our pain. Evening in the parents' lounge is the cure to staying sane.
Hi, Kate.
I'm not eating, you are.
Ladies and gentlemen, Kate Mulligan and Betsy Stover. Honestly, I love. You guys are so fair. Not to quote Uma
Betsy.
Thurman, but I love what's happening. Hey, how was everybody tonight?
Hi!
Betsy showed up full face, y'all.
Oh, I was on set today. And so they did my face.
It looks amazing, as it always does.
Thank you.
This is actually me in full makeup, and it's just.
You know what this all means? Betsy's not going to be showering for the next 3 days. That's
Yes.
that's what happens.
It's sweet that you thought I was going to anyway.
Yeah, I was like,
I know, it's true.
it's actually one. It's funny you say that, Kaler, because that's actually a bit I've been like working on. I'm not sure where it goes, but that I was like, oh, I took my shower on Tuesday, and like the person would say to me like, oh, that's weird. And I'd be like, well, what day of the week do you take your shower? And they'd be like, wait, what? Moms, we get a shower anyway.
Yeah.
Oh yes, smoky eye, baby.
Well, you gotta, I don't know about you, Betsy, but sometimes when your hair and makeup's done, like, and you're trying to like nap, and you just lay. You lay like this. You can't even turn sideways. You lay, and you're trying to rest in your trailer like this. And then you don't want to mess up your hair and makeup. But then you get home at night. Like I remember going to do like a comedy show that night or something. I'd go to the club, and for some reason people go, man, you look good tonight. And you're like, yeah, I'm in full TV makeup, ding dong. Yeah, look, this is it. This is like wedding photo. This is as good as I'm ever. This is it.
You keep it on?
Oh, I never take it off. I never, ever take it. I'll keep it on for weeks.
I've only had smoky eye one time, and that was when I dressed up as Kung Fu Panda for Halloween for like three weeks.
That was a big smoke on that eye.
More like forest fire than anything.
Yeah.
That was borderline blackface, brother. I wouldn't talk about that. You might get canceled within seconds. You had black
and white face. We like to call that whoopie pie face around here.
Let's welcome our guest, Betsy. We love having you. Thank you for coming back. What were you working on?
Oh,
Brad, can you talk about stuff?
Nothing super exciting. A little promo on Hulu for something or other.
Yay!
It's enough. It's a chit chat.
That's very exciting. I refuse to not be excited.
Yeah.
I got to do a little bit with a taxidermied cat. It's all, Hollywood. Ugh.
Have you worked? By the way, taxidermy cats, did they tell you don't look in their eyes, right? Because they can. What's the craziest animal you ever worked with?
What's the what?
What's the craziest animal you ever worked with?
I don't know if I've worked with many animals at all. What's the craziest animal you've ever worked with?
Yeah.
I worked with a chimpanzee a couple times.
You know what? This was all just a set. He didn't actually want to know what the craziest animal you worked with. He just wanted to tell the chimpanzee story.
It would have been that she worked with a crazy animal. What she should have said, well, I did a movie with Mel Gibson. Does that count? And boom, there it is.
Boom, zinga.
Setting.
I did voice a monkey movie once. Like Air Bud and all of those type of movies. There was one with all monkeys called Monkey Up, and I did a voice of a monkey, and she sang, and she was very melodramatic, and that's about as close as I got. That in a taxidermy cat.
That's pretty good. Mulligan,
Yeah.
I know you worked with goats before, I believe, right?
Me? Goats?
Mulligan's worked with a goat or two, I believe.
Have you?
I mean, in terms of the greatest of all times, sure.
Oh, yeah.
Wait, weren't
But
there
an
goats?
actual goat.
Weren't there goats in the prostitute movie?
Yeah. I'll tell you what, working with actual porn stars I'm not calling them animals. Sex work is work. But that was, I will tell you, I learned a lot that day. Just being I was in a 4-banger. That sounds wrong. Everybody knows the honey wagon, it just means this.
Mulligan, you need to explain that to people who aren't in the business. It's a 4-banger.
Basically,
that's a thing I'll ask for. My contract will say I'm only a double banger. I can't. I'm not even a triple banger.
Yeah, good for you. It's a trailer that has 4 rooms in it, so it's like 4. So I was like in the middle of one of the female porn stars rooms and one of the male porn stars rooms, and the walls are very thin.
Well, actually, I think they are collapsible, right?
So I think they are collapsible. I think a 4-banger could be just a banger. One of them was the gentleman was calling to get his genital wart frozen off. Made an appointment for that.
Oh.
And
I thought it was going to be so much sexier than what just happened. Oh my god!
He
was calling for his dick to get sucked, and you're like, for his genital wart to get.
Can we remove that?
I did expect it to be slightly more enticing and sexier than that, and it did go a different direction.
No.
Most of Mulligan's stories have this enticing, like right at the top, like the lead-in line is like, oh, this is going to be super sexy, and then by the end you're like,
wow.
I'm not doing it at all.
Well, it's funny because the other women, one of the women porn stars, went downhill quickly. Listen, most of my stories end with a fact about September 11th, so you guys are lucky I didn't even go there with that.
That's actually true. It really does. Like,
I'm like, you want to know what's messed up about express elevators? They'll stop on a floor. There might not be a door, so you'll have to bang your way out of the. Anyway, guys, don't get me started. No, then the females next to me were saying,
okay.
the females, they were talking to each other, and she was like, ugh, I had to do a gangbang yesterday. It was disgusting. And I was like, oh, it's also disgusting for them. Fantastic. Yeah, so
they're not just living their best life.
No, they're just great actresses who banging our way out. There it is. Anyway, guys,
Kate,
I feel like I really
remember that bit I used to do about porn stars?
No.
My God, it was out of Brian. I couldn't even do it now. I'd get canceled in a heartbeat, but I was like, they were talking
about on this show live for everybody here.
She was an actress. She's like, oh, I'm an actress. And people would go, you're not an actress. And I'm like, if I was a porn star, like a gay porn star or something, and I wasn't gay, like that. Oh, that was it. That was it. The bit was about gay for pay. So there's a lot of porn stars who gay porn because the guys don't get paid in regular porn. They only get paid in gay porn.
Okay.
And so the bit was like, if I was in gay porn, man, you couldn't shut me up. I'd be like, you don't think I can act? This is me with 3 dicks in my ass. You watch that and you see the smile on my face. I might be the greatest actor of all time. It's going to be that kind of show tonight, just so we're on.
It's been a wait.
I think anybody that was here already kind of figured that out, actually. Yeah.
I'm hanging on by a thread. My kids are on spring break. I'm back in pandemic mode. I feel like I'm on full pandemic mode again.
How many lamps did you punch today?
There's a restoration hardware lamp in the back of the house right now that is fucking asking to be punched, and it's going to happen. I might order sushi. I'm not sure. I don't know what's happening. I don't know where the night's going to take me tonight.
Treat yourself.
Yes, treat yourself. That's right.
Let's talk to our guest, Betsy. So you just traveled with the family and the in-laws, I believe, right?
Yes, I did. We just went on our first plane ride since the before times. We went from Los Angeles to Boston. We stayed in the house with my in-laws. With they live in a duplex, so my my mother and father-in-law live downstairs.
They live in a two-banger. Go ahead.
They live in a
Two-banger.
Yeah.
And I
Nice,
overheard
Morgan, nice.
my father-in-law scheduling his genital wart and then upstairs, that's not true. And then upstairs is my sister-in-law and our nephew, who's one of my son's ages, and her husband. And so we were there for like 5 days, and my kids just peed all over their floors, and there was at least one incident of someone shitting their pants. Of course,
it was
And I apologize
Ari.
for doing
Your
that.
husband? It's your husband.
What's that? What?
Was that your husband?
Yeah, it was my.
I said Ari. I said the same thing. Only I used his proper. I used his biblical name, Ari.
Oh yeah, well-known biblical name.
Well-known biblical name.
It was funny actually. My son shit his pants.
Okay.
Left shit all over my sister-in-law, brother-in-law's bathroom.
Okay.
Like sort of just walked away. Yeah,
Okay.
I agree. It is not
Like a well-established poop Picasso.
Yeah, exactly, Genevieve. So yeah, shit everywhere. Left, which they did not care for, strangely. Yes, they did make themselves very at home. I think that's the thing. It wasn't that shocking to me because they do shit like that at our house all the time. But we're animals, and they have one kid, and they are not animals.
Mm.
So my brother-in-law cleaned it up and was trying to be very tactful, and he was like, I won't tell anyone, I'm not gonna announce whatever just happened. And then my son came downstairs and he was like, I had diarrhea. I'm just wearing pants right now. We had to throw away my underwear. Like he announced it to everyone, and there were like guests. So there is shameless PR.
Hey Jason, what's the shirt?
What?
What's the shirt? It was an accident.
It was an accident. By the way, that's coming real soon.
It's Jason's son, just the outline of him with his fist raised to the sky, and it just goes, it was an accident.
Yeah, so just to kind of give Betsy some backstory there, my son tried to he asked a little girl to lick his finger at school, and we don't know the why, and he, when questioned, didn't want to give us an answer. But when the little girl tried to tell on him at school, before, he kept trying to silence her, so he would just yell, "It was an accident," every time she'd try to talk. And then finally the teacher's like, "Jace, if you don't stop, I'm going to call your father right now." And he started doing it to the teacher, and he's just, "It was an accident," like Charlton Heston at the end of Planet of the Apes.
Wow,
Such a good teacher. It has to be a t-shirt.
By the way, Cheryl, the Legos and chill shirts were designed and printed.
Oh, I love it.
This is today's. I'm going to count to 3. 1, 2.
Boy, Betsy, last time first of all, what age child was that? Which of the boys was that?
No, I don't want to say.
Yeah, okay.
I have a 6-year-old, a 9-year-old, and an 11-year-old, and it was one of them. Okay.
Also, the 11-year-old, did that mystery ever get solved at that school? Because that was the last time that we talked, and there was like a fake account that had been saying they were threatening your son's school.
Yes. Oh my gosh. So I don't know if you remember on TikTok, a bunch of kids were like, let's all threaten to shoot up our schools on a certain day. Won't that be fun? And so some girl at my kid's school was like, great idea. I'm going to do it. And was like on Instagram threatening to shoot up the school. And she got in trouble, and she's still at the school, and she's in some of my son's classes. And they do tease her relentlessly, though. Anytime anything comes up about guns or whatever, they're like, "Oh, fucking Eileen knows what that's all about." So I mean, at least we figured it out. But the fact that she's still there is chilling. I don't know what that's about.
Well,
I guess it's wild. Fucking American. they're gonna shoot up a school, you know. So what are you gonna do?
If history's taught us anything, is that if anyone starts to like talk about shooting up school, the best thing to do is to tease them mercilessly.
Yeah.
What you want to do is you want to find the one person in a trench coat with like thin new wave glasses from 1982 who really listened to like slash metal. And what you want to do is torture them, like just torment them verbally.
Isolate them socially.
Yeah. Isolate them. Yes, that's exactly. Yes, isolate them socially. Put them on an island.
Yep. Make sure that they know no one has their back and that no further damage could be done to their social life.
And then just get them a gift card to Dick's Sporting Goods, where I think they sell skeet rifles or some sort of thing. It's just a normal path.
Listen, I'll send them down to Burbank Guns and Ammo, literally a store called Guns and Ammo.
There was a line during the pandemic, by the way. Did you drive past it? It's on Magnolia, Burbank Guns and Ammo.
Yeah.
During the pandemic, there was a line around the building.
Oh, a line. Yes. I thought you were saying there was a line about it. I'm like, what was the line? Oh, no.
The line was,
yeah.
The line was, it's going to take a long time to buy this gun, but you're still going to wait. Yep. That's what the line was. Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, there was a line. And I was like, I don't know. I still don't understand that. I still don't understand the toilet paper. I still just don't understand that it wasn't a stomach flu.
The first one of COVID had no diarrheal symptoms. It wasn't until Delta that hit.
Yeah, truly.
I bought a couple of bidets during the pandemic because I was just like, well, fuck you and your toilet paper. I opt out.
We just started using leaves like bears.
There you go.
I don't use anything.
Okay. So
at the when it starts to get to a point where it's uncontrollable, I put my ass on the sidewalk and then just scrape it along like my dog, and just do it that way. And it's
I'm gonna go ahead and apologize to our audience today.
Sounds like you need to get your glands squeezed.
I'm so sorry. I'm gonna be quiet for a while because I'm
don't stop. It's fantastic.
I'm having some issues, man.
Did you know that's why dogs do that? They drag their butts because they need their glands.
Their glands expressed.
I had no idea that the person at the groomer was putting their fingers in dogs' butts. And
oh, can I tell you, I love a pimple pop. I love a pimple pop. So there's part of me that's like, did I miss my calling to express dog glands?
I am spicy. She's right. I'm spicy. What up, homie? Freddie B's here. So, God, makeup artists in particular love pimple popping, right? Is that a normal thing? Like,
I mean,
hairs on my neck, and when you would show up for like makeup or something, there was we had makeup artists on My Voice, and they were great. They were awesome. But she was like, oh, I can't wait. Perfect. And she was so excited, right? Like people, that's a show, Pimple Popper.
Dr.
Right?
Pimple Popper.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Wait, Betsy, are you in?
Oh, every now and then I'll just fall down a deep hole in YouTube of just people, this fucking sebaceous cysts.
Oh, the cysts. It's the cysts. When the sack comes out. Ooh.
But some of those people, it's like they never fucking wash their face a day in their life. It's awful.
Yeah.
Oh, and if you have to lance it,
the eruption.
I am not on board with anything.
Like, in their fucking body left over.
Honestly, the blackhead in an ear. Oh, and they take the extractor and they go, and it goes like, ooh, doo 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 doo. It comes out like a snake.
It is satisfying.
It's satisfying.
I feel like I'm leading this show off the tracks somehow. I am.
Oh no, that was on me. I'm sorry.
Let's talk about kids. My daughter today. My daughter needs glasses. We've talked about this.
Oh yeah, how'd that go?
Do any of your kids need glasses?
Yes and no. One of my kids wore glasses for a little while, and then it turned out that he essentially, like, unless he's gonna fucking drive a car, he didn't really need to be wearing glasses, and we got kind of scanned. Oh my God! Wait, really quick. I know you're probably launching into something, but
no, I'm not launching into anything. I'm sitting quietly. It's about you. This is your show. I'm gonna leave. I'll be back.
I recently took our 6-year-old to get because the fucking, I don't know, optometrist came to their school and they were like, he might need glasses. So I took him to an optometrist, and we have like shitty free insurance through the government. And as everyone knows, if you're poor, you should get the shittiest care that you deserve, right? Which is
and you should pay more taxes.
Serves you right.
So it's good.
I took him to this place, and this guy was like, well, he doesn't need glasses, but and then he asked a bunch of insane questions and tried to sell us on like colored glasses because light was making life hard for him, so we should get these tinted glass. It was so fucking
no, not the tinted. Not the tinted.
What are you, is your kid Bono? Is Bill Maher? What's happening? Is he super high? What's happening?
Are you going to become a NASCAR driver?
He was like, let me ask you this. Does he ever, and it was like weird questions that like anyone would say yes to. Like, does he ever get stomach aches or feel tired at the end of the day? Like weird shit like that. Like, oh my God, yes, he does. Oh, you should probably get these fucking crazy blue glasses or whatever the fuck. And there'll only be, 10 payments of $1,000. And I was like, okay, that sounds great. Well, we'll be calling about those glasses. And then
Can I get that guy's name? I'm gonna need his name and number real quick.
Oh my God.
Let me ask you, does when your son gets served Brussels sprouts, will he not eat them? Is that he doesn't eat the Brussels sprouts, right? I thought so. He needs, he needs glasses that are,
Has your kid ever complained about having to go to school?
Yeah. Let me ask you, does your kid stay up super late, say he's not tired, and then in the morning won't get up for school and say he's too tired to go to school? Is that a problem?
Every day.
Has your kid ever diarrheaed his own pants and then announced it proudly at a party?
By 1 second, I was just about to say that same
Mulligan's fast. If you have a joke, you better.
Well, I took the drink, and that's what screwed me. Yeah.
Honestly, it was better. The drink was better, I guarantee.
It made me so mad, though. There were all these like poor people at the optometrist, us and all the other poor people, and I was like, this fucker is like scamming everyone into buying these useless colored glasses. Oh my God.
Ari's here.
That's my husband Ari.
Is he coming on or what?
Your kid like chicken.
I think we gotta ask him out on a date proper, because otherwise, if I'm here, then the kids he's got to watch them or they'll bring
I will message him and we'll get him. He gets to come next, and then after that, we're going to do it the Oli with
my daughter needs glasses. She has 20/40 vision. We bought her a pair of 20/40. We didn't know it. I was always reading with her, and she'd read a word if the word was like flack. She'd read it as flask, and I was like, my kid's an idiot. She can't read for shit. That's
she didn't know Roberta's last name. That's all.
That's exactly right. She was just off. Each word was off by just a letter or two, and I was like, "What the fuck?
What was she reading about flasks for? I wonder."
Yeah, as soon as I said flask, I was like, "Wow."
Well, that Curious George is a lot.
That was out of all the it's like Betsy, who's done a million improv shows at UCB, it's like if somebody comes in and goes, hey, there's a guy in a wheelchair in the front row. Let's lay off the wheelchair shit. Scene 1. Look at me. I'm in a wheelchair. Like it just comes out. You can't stop it. Nobody else know their kids don't need glasses?
Neil's going to eventually just because he won't have eyelashes. I'm not kidding. That's real.
I knew you weren't kidding, and I still laughed. I'm horrible. I knew it immediately. I was like, "She's not kidding," and this is super funny. I
don't think he'll have to. They won't be prescription, but like once he loses his eyelashes, apparently everything gets in their eyes.
For swimming,
no.
Genevieve, she can't. She literally can't see the line on the bottom of the pool to get from one end to the other.
Oh, no.
So I bought her a pair of glasses. She wouldn't wear them. So we went online and we bought another pair of cooler glasses. She wouldn't wear them.
Okay.
Five pairs of glasses.
Well, that's good because she's going to lose 4 of them.
Well, I have to, every now and then I have to go by her school. I had to talk to her teacher and go, for the love of God. So he yells at her to put the glasses on. So finally we said, all right, we'll do contacts. And so Hannah's doing contacts. She has very thin almond-shaped eyes like mine. And so it's really hard. But so I took her today for her very first 8 years old.
Whoa.
Contact lens appointment. By the way, this is totally, we tried this. It doesn't work for her. It's called Ortho K. Have you heard of this?
No.
It
does not seem related to eyes at all. Did you take her to a podiatrist?
It is. Okay, your mind's about to be blown.
Okay.
There's a retainer you put on your eye at night, and it fixes your vision overnight. And then I know the guy. I was talking to the eye doctor. I go, how the fuck does that guy not win the Nobel Peace Prize? Like mind-boggling. But it's only for nearsight. If your kid's nearsighted, they can wear a retainer on their eye at night. And the picture is a little baby sleeping with like a stuffed animal asleep. And it's like she's fixing her eyes. And there's a retainer.
Clockwork Orange. Yeah.
That's what I
know. I was so intrigued. And the guy was like, it doesn't work for your daughter. It is Guillermo del Toro.
Yes.
Oh, we gotta have Ari's got to come.
Oh my God, our kids are going to be like,
retainers. And I was like, in her mouth? And they're like, no, on her eyes. And they sleep in them. So basically you wear contacts at night. They take them off in the morning and your eyes work for the day. And then you go back at night. And it also makes your prescription not get worse and worse. It keeps it.
Can I get that?
Yeah, wait a minute.
I have reader contacts. Betsy, have I told you this? I have reader contacts. I'm wearing contacts right now.
You have to be like, hold on.
I never had glasses until I was like 50. And then I have reader contacts. There's contacts that are just readers that I can see far away and I can read. I've told every actor about these. I know. They'll change
By the way, everybody
your life.
Everybody else gets a menu and like takes out, they're like, but Jamie's like,
no, you put them on in the morning and then that's it. I forget they're in. God damn you, Mulligan.
I lost it. Oh, no, don't take the menu back. I still need it. I still need the menu.
Have you seen that commercial I did where I have the giant menus?
No.
Oh, I got these. My wife worked in eye care years ago, and was at the time I needed contacts, and so I've told everyone this. If you're at an accelerated age of like 45, you never had glasses in your life, and you're like all of a sudden you need readers. There's contacts that you can put in, and you can read, and you can see far away. It's concentric circles. I don't know how it works. It's fucking magic, but it's amazing.
And
that is me.
All the time?
There's a commercial for these Alcon contacts, and I go to the audition, I go to the callback, and they're all shooting the shit, and all of a sudden, it never works, right? Where you go, hey, I drive a Toyota, I should get this commercial. But I talked to the people, and I said, hey, just so you know, I'm wearing these things right now, and they were like, what? And we talked, and I was like, I'm wearing them. They changed my life, because as an actor, I was starting to go in with glasses on, and the guy with the casting person would be like, hey, can you do it without your glasses? And you're like, no, I can't read.
No, 100% no, yeah.
And so I have contacts, and it changed. So I'm wearing contacts as we speak, and I can see everything. I can see it.
Oh,
Santa.
Anyway, so I took my daughter, and so today they jammed contacts into an 8-year-old's eyes, and I held her head and pried her eye open like this.
Wait a minute. Is she got the kind that you sleep in, the retainer kind?
No, those are only for nearsightedness. She has an astigmatism. Her eye, which I learned a lot about eyes. Her eye is football shaped a little bit.
Okay.
My wife's, and so she'll need glasses basically, and then at 25 she'll need LASIK or something to try to fix it. Who knows? By then they'll be like sticking pig eyes in your.
She'll have AR lenses in the eyes.
There'll be some like nanotech eyeball or something that pops in.
I have astigmatism, and my contact lenses are like weighted because they have to. It might be something like what what you're talking
It
about.
might
Like
be.
maybe
I
there's
wondered about that. Yeah.
my contact lenses have the word, and my
Your foot is eyeball shaped. The whole thing, Ari.
yeah, astigmatism, exactly. But my contact lenses say okay on them because you have to know where the bottom is when you put them on, or else you put them on, you're like, whoa, because they have to like wait for
So
the.
funny. I thought mine worked that way, and I asked them because I used to have the reader glasses where you look up or you look down, and I thought they were weighted. And the guy tells me they are concentric circles, and your brain learns.
Oh my God. Cheryl Gibson actually said it is concentric circles.
She did say that, yeah.
It's concentric circles. She's absolutely right. And so the guy told me it's concentric circles, and for some reason your mind figures it out. And then so I can look up and read, I can look down and read, and I can still see far away. I'm gonna tell you, anybody out there, if you want to email me, I'm telling you, you get to a certain age where you need readers. Like I didn't have glasses until I was like almost 50 years old, and then for the first 3 months of the contacts, my wife had to put them in. I had to lay on the bed and hold my eye open, and my wife just went boop and stuffed them in my eye. I was like, I was like,
honestly, Jamie, the beard looks great, and then you just took away all sex appeal by saying
no,
your wife. Not like also the detail of 3 months. Like really, bro? A month wasn't enough to just, I don't know, man the fuck up.
I know. I couldn't do it. It's like certain things, man.
You spent a quarter of a year with your wife. What are your okay?
I used to have pretty good eyes to these kids fucking stabbing me in them all the time.
All right, I think I've beaten the whole story of Hannah getting. And so that was 2 hours at an eye doctor today. After we
wait, but is she like scarred for life now?
No. No, she actually, I mean, it took a long, but once they were in, I was like, all of a sudden she could read. The guy then gave her I have video. She takes the eye test and she's like, it's like, you know, it's like A, B, C, D. And she's like, £, balloon. Couldn't see shit. She couldn't see shit. She's 8. I was like, oh my God. I was like heartbroken. And then they put the contacts in and she was like, VRQB. I was like, wow, crazy. So now she has to go to training with one of the people there to learn to put her own contacts in or something.
Wow, I know someone else who could have used that.
Yeah, no, they didn't me.
Your wife's not just gonna have her lay down on the bed and put them in for the next 3 months.
And she got to every time my wife got to my eye, I was like, I fucking lost it. I couldn't do it. But I thought about it.
You're in the military, man. Man up.
I never touched my eyeball in 50 years. Nobody touched it. Nobody's touched. You never touch your eyeball unless you. And all of a sudden, I was like freaked out by the whole. You know?
Dicky got like a really serious scratch on his eye when he was cutting down our bougainvillea, and he had to have eye drops. For the audio listeners, Ari just said
you would, Ari.
We cut to Jamie's wife flossing his teeth.
She won't. Honestly, here's what's.
It's like brushing a dog's teeth.
Do you know how? Actually, here's a question for Ari. How hard do you have to beg your wife to shave your neck? It's the only thing I really need my wife to do is to shave the back of my neck, and it is every time I'm like, hey,
really?
Yeah.
Oh, no. Jamie, I got you.
So busy. I go, really? It's gonna take 30 seconds. Just shave the back of my neck.
Yo, I got you next time I see you. Don't worry. I'm getting good at it. I got the clippers.
Oh yeah, because you have to do it every couple of days, right?
Ari's like, say what?
Wow. Okay.
Well, we're getting to a point now. I hope Ari doesn't feel weird about me saying this, but we do get to a point where I go, hey, I gotta. He's like, oh, yeah.
I have this. This is like the masks have been a real blessing for me because I have the nose hair of a 90-year-old man.
Honestly, Genevieve, No truer words have been said.
Yeah, truly.
Why do
Honestly,
you think he was such a mess coming in today? His wife's been gone. He's on his own.
when I was in my 30s, I didn't think I was going to see 40, and now I might live forever. I don't know anymore because no one should suffer this much. I have a soul patch. Where is it, Cheryl?
I knew he was going to ask.
Where's your soul patch? All right, I've talked too much. All right, I'm done. I can't. I'm hanging on. I'm done.
How was everybody's Easter?
Yeah. Oh, let's talk about Easter.
I mean,
Betsy. Okay.
yeah.
Okay.
Well, Betsy, do you celebrate?
We celebrate everything.
Oh,
We
yay!
celebrate everything in sort of a non-denominational way. So we do Easter, and we do baskets, and we do the Easter egg hunt, but we also do we do Christmas and Hanukkah and Easter.
I was
And
gonna say,
Passover.
did you guys have Seder or no?
This was the first year we did sort of a Seder at my
Oh,
in-laws'
nice.
house, but I feel like obligated because my kids are like half Jewish, so
Yeah.
they should know their culture. But yeah,
Oh, he is best.
Happy Zombie Jesus Day. It's everything for me not to know that as my minister father. But yeah,
Oh, look at that.
whoa, creepy.
Oh.
The scariest. What?
Did you run over him with a car before you?
He looks
What
rough.
happened to his face?
It's the girls with their mom and their grandpa. That's so sweet.
Oh, I loved you in Mary Poppins.
You know how fragile I am tonight, Mulligan. I'm not sure why you're coming on.
I like to pull your pigtails. Actually, honestly, I just want to see if you'll shoot up a school. We're getting you there.
No.
It's a callback to you saying
You have a wonderful guess, and then you act like this, Mulligan.
I was a callback to the fact that you said the best way to get somebody to shoot up a school is to isolate them and mock them relentlessly.
Oh yeah.
It was a callback, Jamie.
Oh my God. I'm sorry. Whoa.
Why does she
I was
shouldn't have,
not expecting that. Oh no!
she shouldn't have nails that long.
No, she shouldn't.
Not in his eyes. What
Not
is
that
wrong
job.
with her?
Claire shot that, by the way.
The sister was just like,
The sister's like, give me the video camera. The 7-year-old. And I was like, great composition. Really nice framing.
yeah.
She's kind of got a good eye for that sort of stuff, doesn't
She's
she?
got a really good eye. She can shoot really well. It's kind of funny.
That woman pressed her long
Yeah.
lead press on nails on your daughter's eyeball so many times.
I
Yeah.
would hold it. And I was like, even I was kind of freaked out. Cheryl gets it. That's great. That's so funny.
Kate, you wearing contact lenses, Kate?
I don't know. I have I do have glasses for like driving like distance, but no, I don't have I'm still good up close. But
Yeah.
that especially nighttime, I realize. I will say, like, I was probably like 30 when I got my first pair of glasses, and it is truly magic to me when you don't realize you can't see. Ari says, cut to her POV, and there's a digital readout of threats and facial scans of everyone in the room.
I believe it's a Terminator. It feels like a Terminator.
Oh.
Cut to Jamie's wife tying his shoes.
Yeah.
Dude, I wish she would fucking tie my shoes. I wish she'd do anything for me. I can't honestly at this point. I'm joking.
Wait,
my
so
gosh.
now you're
Fair. My wife put my contact lenses in for 3 months. So yes, she's a keeper. It's all right.
14.
How was everyone else's Easter? Did you guys have a good Easter?
You know, it was my son's 7th birthday.
Oh.
It happened to fall on the same day. And his cousins were in town, but my sister and her 3 kids were staying with us. And it was great, but we like sort of had to ignore that. We did like a little Easter in the morning, but it's if you're born on Christmas or if you're born on a holiday that's the same, like St. Patrick, whatever, that sucks every year. But this was like a special kind of like, he's used to having a birthday. So the fact that it was so he took it well, but yeah, we just were like, well, like Easter's over now. It was like 10 a.m. Like, Easter's over now. Let's go to Universal Studios and ignore that it's Easter the rest of the day. And that's what
Did
we
you go to
did.
Universal?
We did.
How was it?
It was great, except for it's really not for kids that are 7 and 4. Like my older kids,
It's an older kids. Yeah, it's an older ride. It's older kids rides. Yeah.
Yeah, like Neil was like, I was like, well, at least wait. I'm like, at least like we've read all the Harry Potter books together. I'm like, at least come through the castle with me. Oh, look at that little jolly fella. Is that
I made crepes?
Viva la crepe. Look at that.
I like his little hat.
I put a strawberry hat on.
I like that.
I gave him a powdered wig and put a strawberry hat. And honestly, when I did that, not even drunk. I wasn't drunk at all.
Also, he has blueberries for contacts. I love it.
Well, I cut
Did you tap him 3 times?
I cut the strawberry and then I put blueberry eyes. I put blueberry eyes on the.
That's very good.
Thanks.
Did your kids appreciate it?
No, couldn't have cared less. As a matter of fact, I believe one of them told me to go fuck myself. I forget. I'm not sure. I might.
I mean, given the thing that happened with her eye, I get it.
Whenever I see that like bento box shit, I always wonder that. Like, did your kid really want to have like a fucking penguin made out of bananas and ham?
Also, those bento boxes, like we have those, and like just and my buddy's like, you gotta find really fucking small snacks. Like, they're not big.
Oh, mommy, I have 2 pretzels. Yeah.
Truly.
And now it's all fucking soggy because you put it on top of this orange slice. Ugh.
Wait, what is Jason? We've lost Jason.
It was the penguin.
The penguin.
A penguin made out of ham
and bananas. Yeah. I'm going to shut off my mic. I'm sorry.
No.
The kids wouldn't eat oatmeal until I put a smiley face on it. Like, as soon as I put a smiley face, they were like, that looks delicious. Like, for some reason, it clicked. Like, if you just put oatmeal and you put a bunch of fruit on it, they go, fuck you. And if you put, like, a smiley face, they go, oh, that's cute. Yeah, let me eat that. It's crazy. It's a crazy logic that they associate. They'll eat faces. My kids will eat faces. They won't eat anything else.
Oh,
speaking of dark children, let's get to mine. Let's talk about Easter.
I talk too much. It's more about. I actually like. Honestly, I just like it when Kate and Betsy chat.
Did you want me to shut the fuck up?
No, you can chat. But I like it. I just like watching the two of them riff.
I honestly do want to play a game with Betsy later where she just names different things in people's bento boxes. I think she'd be really good at that.
I'm just gonna shut off my mic and laugh about the penguin, bananas, and ham.
No, Jason, tell us about your dark children.
So, we went to Easter with the in-laws, and afterwards, my wife asked if we could stop at her aunt's house, and I said sure. So we did, and then we let her aunt said, hey, let the kids run around and play with the dogs, whatever. And unbeknownst, well, we knew that he was there, but my wife's uncle had an elderly disabled brother who was in the living room the entire time. He did not join the conversation. So my wife and I are talking with the rest of the family that are there. And we heard some commotion in the living room, and my wife's uncle came out and said, I need to talk to the two of you. I'm going to need somebody to sit in here with them. My brother has asked that he not be left alone with the twins. Apparently, they were beating a disabled elderly man with a foam bat.
Hard for the chorus with those two.
The Dark, I said, which one started it? And he pointed to the one in the red pants. I'm like, oh, Dark Lord, big surprise. And I'm like, and let me guess, the other one thought it was funny. So he joined in. Logan joined in. I'm basically raising the next generation of the Menendez brothers.
Oh, no.
Yeah, there's a Menendez vibe to them. Yeah, it's not. At 3 years old, they're beating elderly people for sport.
when I first had girls, people used to give me grief, and they'd go like, "Oh, that must suck. You only had girls, no boys." And I would always say the same thing. I'd go like, "Yeah, girls don't grow up to kill their fathers," and nobody laughed. Like I literally would say it dead serious, but totally joking, waiting for people to go ha ha ha, and people go, "Wait, what?" And I go, "I could be bored," and sure, that's an outlier. That's an outlier. Mostly boys kill their parents, and nobody would ever laugh. But it's true.
I told you I woke up with the Dark Lord sitting over me with a pillow and a Jack Nicholson smile, just waiting. And I'm like, Jesus, he was going to do it.
Yeah. Couple.
That's always chilling when someone is like, we need to talk to you about what your children have been doing. That chills me to my core. Just like, shit, no, I don't want to go in there and talk about it.
Betsy, nobody said that to you ever. I don't believe it.
Well, I have a question. Bets, here's my question. Because my wife has the same panic about the kids. We're like, if somebody says something to me about it, I go, shut the fuck up. I don't care. Like it's a weird dad thing. Like dad, we've talked about this many times where like, even today, I was at REI with my kids, and they were just running.
Oh, what a fun spring break you've given them!
Yeah, that was our break. We went to REI. Oh, REI is kind of like Universal, right?
Yeah. We're going shopping. We're going to the toy store. No.
I got a bike rack, so I could get bikes onto a bike rack, so I could get them then to someplace to bike.
It is one of my favorite stores ever. But anyway, go ahead.
Yeah, it was great. It was great.
It's great. I want everything.
They like at the store. I just yelled finally at the end. I was like, "Girls, come back!" And they came back, but they were on the other side of the store. But I don't think a mom would feel like panic about like, "Oh my God, people are worried about what my kids are doing." Dads are like, "We don't give a shit."
Oh my God, I started my podcast because I took my kids to a sporting goods store, and they were such a fucking nightmare that I had to start a podcast about it.
That happens. That does happen.
There was like a wall of basketballs in boxes, and they kept pulling them out of the boxes and like chucking them at people who were shopping there. And they found all the free weights, and they were walking around like pumping iron. And I had a baby with me. It was a fucking nightmare. Oh,
I gotta tell you, Betsy, I love the symmetry. I love the symmetry of that story. Like, why do you think I started a podcast? Because I went to a sporting goods store and they behaved so bad. I started a podcast.
I'm with Genevieve, by the way. And so why?
This is funny, Jamie.
She would have melted, and I would have said, "What do you care? Let them. Who gives a shit?"
It's funny. I sometimes you're like, how about how wives never let us go on vacation? I'm like, not true in my family. But I will say this resonates for me. I very much want, like, Dickie just does not bother him if our children, we got in a fight on Easter Vigil night. I was like, the kids were a disaster in church. Like, I actually had to take my 4-year-old to the cry room because he just kept crawling under the pews. I'm like, get off the fuck it. And then he was like laughing during one of the baptisms really loud. I'm like, come on with me. I was like,
what room? I mean, wasn't it a funny baptism though? I mean, was there merit?
What room did you go to? Is there a crying room?
The cry room.
Crying room?
The cry room. It's the cry room where you take the babies during church.
Is that like the crying game where the guy who thinks a girl the whole time pulls out his cock? Is that the game we're talking about, or is that?
Yes, okay. It's similar, but there's more Jesus.
Yes.
I just dated myself because that movie's from like 1948.
I can sing the song now. That's
crying game.
There are no secrets.
I'm sure Ari right now, his brain's spinning for crying game jokes. Gosh, how many crying game jokes can I come up with?
By the way, Ari did say every room is a potential cry room when you have toddlers. But I'll tell you what, and I was like, I just can't believe that they were so. And Dickie was like, I thought they were great, and I was like, great. And I sort of feel like My sister said the same thing at some point. She was like, "Well, what does it matter?" Like we were talking about my cousin's kids who once like went when they came over to my mom's house, went into her closet and found Christmas gifts she had there. And my sister was like, "Well, who are we to decide if that was misbehaved?" I'm like, as an adult, it's not acceptable to wander into somebody's room that you are not already in and to go through their belongings. That's my standard for it. Doesn't bother you, Jamie. I love it.
So are those house rules when I stay?
Don't come into my bedroom and take the Christmas presents out of the closet. That's all.
fair.
That's the only rule, Jason.
Here's the
Just fair.
lesson I would say they took from it is that they wrecked their own Christmas. You
Yeah,
wrecked
I mean it is. Yeah, it's self-defeating.
your actions.
No,
wrecked
no.
your Christmas.
It
So-
was my cousin. It was my cousin's kids, so they blew it for
You
my
ruined somebody else's
sister's kids. Yes.
It's a dick move.
I mean, it's a dick move.
We
All
can
right.
agree that's a misbehaved kid. Can't we? Can't we agree that's a misbehaved kid?
Yes, that's a misbehaved kid.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
it's naughty.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
But also imagine how much fun that would be as a kid to go into some stranger's closet and just find a bunch of presents.
Yeah, I understand, but they didn't get to keep any of them. And then my sister told me that they threw them down the stairs. That was the weirdest part. And she was still defending them. She was like, "Oh, who are we to say what's naughty?" I'm like, "I don't know.
No,
Here's-
that's naughty.
That's super naughty."
Here's the poll I want to do, and this will go out to all parents. All parents, I want to hear their answer. If you could go back in time,
Okay.
you're not familiar with your own children. You don't know your child specifically that you had. You just know, you understand the whole concept of what's about to come to have children. And if you go back in time and none of your friends ever knew you had children, and you could make a decision then and there to go, I understand what's coming. There's no ramifications. No one's going to know that I pulled the plug on any of this. I am going to choose not in my life to have kids.
Okay.
And I'm not going to ask any of you if you would choose it or not. What percentage of parents do you think would choose, in retrospect, to not have children?
0.
Do you think they would all have children?
If you're saying we knew our own kids,
No, I'm saying you
don't know your own kids.
You don't know your specific kids. You just
Oh.
know an overall, like, it's like going to war.
I
Say,
would still do it now.
say you went to Vietnam and you
Yeah.
fought, but you could go back in time and say, you know what? I'd rather not go to Vietnam. Jen, 47% says
Wow.
Turkey.
Okay.
I guessed around 50% was my
Yeah.
guess.
I think as soon as but what do you think if we knew our own kids?
Honestly, can we pause for 1 second? Because I think Ari has the greatest answer of all time.
Yes.
I just want other people not to have their kids. Yes.
Agreed. Thank you.
And by other people, I mean my kids. I think that's he was talking about my kids.
He doesn't want any of, he just wants Betsy to have kids on this family.
I think
and I really
Taylor, your kids specifically, I want not to have had. I would say 50%. I think it's 50% as well. I think
that's way too high.
And there was no ramifications like where people judge you. There's no judging where people don't know you had kids, and you could go back with all the information you have here, except because obviously I love my kids more than anything, and I would miss them specifically.
I'm with Ari.
But I don't know them. I just know the overall dilemma of having children. Would you have kids?
I'm with Ari. 25. Actually, I'm sorry, Betsy. When I say I'm with Ari, this is how I reveal to you.
25%.
Yeah, Ari and I are together. Sorry, I'm with Ari.
I think it's higher. I think it's like 50. Jason?
No.
I think it's probably closer to 50. Yes.
I think even knowing all the shit, but here's the deal. But you don't know your own specific children, so there's no
Don't you
connection.
feel like? I understand that, but don't you feel like when you have children, part of what happens to you is that something is introduced in your life that is bigger than you. And it doesn't matter if that thing's amazing. It doesn't, but like, I think that's so good for all of us to not be the number one thing in our lives.
Why?
I would choose it again.
But,
I don't know. Do I think it was
even if I knew that I was going to get the same 3 assholes I have now, that I would still have them because
that's
I
a
would
ringing
say,
door.
can I tell you that I, even as the biggest complainer of all time, we lost Mulligan.
It's an unfortunate reason.
I would say I love my kids more than anything. They're the greatest thing that ever happened to me. But I also love complaining about them more than anything. I love my kids. I love my kids. And I would probably have kids again, but I would also do it at the age that I did it at. I did it very late in life. I did it closer to 50.
Mulligan at Claire's house?
Yeah, Mulligan's at Claire's house. But I think a lot of people would go, no, I'm not doing that.
I say I wouldn't change a thing. Even if I knew how terrible and murderous my children would be, I would still choose to do it.
Mulligan seriously froze. Can you guys feel it? Or
yeah.
Really?
Or maybe she's just really.
I agree with Kate. And yes, we're dating.
Yeah, I wonder if women would have a different answer also, like if more women would say yes or no because of the toll it takes on your body, especially.
That especially, like my wife threw up every day, during both pregnancies, every day.
Did you guys hear me call Jason, say that Jason's kids suck, and then I went away?
Yeah, it came off horrible. You're terrible.
God doesn't like it when you shit talk my children.
I gotta tell you, and then I was like, okay, I guess I gotta come back and say like, and then also the cutie tangerine with Bombo that makes an octopus. I mean, I didn't know where to go. I was like, what are we doing the bento box game? What are we doing here?
Oh, cutie orange with spaghetti. Who doesn't like to eat spaghetti with an open orange?
Wait, so Betsy, you would undo having kids?
I would like to not be on the internet saying either way.
I agree. And that's why the question was never whether you would or not. The question was how many people in general would not have done it. And I think
I think you're right. I think it's like half. Yeah. I agree. Parenthood is hard. And I know so many people who have kids and they're like, I had no idea it was going to be this hard. Yeah. I mean, life is a lot easier.
Well, it's also you're a corporation and you have two CEOs. And it's like, it's hard. It's super hard because you're like, I thought we would do it this way. And the spouse is like, well, I thought we'd do it this way. And you're like, well, that's going to be a problem. We're going to have a problem.
Can I tell you something, Jamie?
Yes, ma'am.
Ask that question about marriage. I think it's a much higher. I think it's much higher.
Mulligan, I totally agree with you. Yeah. If you could go back.
What is your question?
If the question was about like, go back, you don't know your specific spouse, go back, you know what marriage is going to be like. It's going to, would you get married again? I'll tell you definitively.
I don't, I got married super late. It's really, I just think listen, it's not the institution of marriage. It's the institution of two people. And then you take on this insane job of like, all right, listen, we're going to if one person, I was like, hey, here's a baby, here's a human, you need to take care of this and keep this thing alive. You'd be like, oh yeah. I guess. Okay. And then they were like, oh, this is who you're doing it with. Oh, okay, I guess we're doing this. Okay, so we're gonna keep this thing alive. It's like, and all of a sudden, there has to be a test before people get married that lists like 1,000 questions of like, what would you do in this situation? What would you do in this situation? What would you do in this situation? What would you do? And then at the end they go, no, you two cannot be married. Like that should be right.
Isn't that
something? I had that for my first marriage.
What's that?
I say questionnaire.
No, I wish that I'd had that for my first marriage.
Yeah. Honestly, the only question your first marriage needed was, Do you plan on cheating on Jason?
Yeah.
Great.
And-
We can skip this. We'll
and
just
what's
skip
Jason's
this.
puppet gonna think about it?
Yeah.
He didn't like it.
No, the puppet did not like it. No.
The puppet didn't like it.
I feel so
Betsy,
bad because
that's a story I feel like Betsy would love.
we have such a wonderful guest tonight, and we have.
I know.
I feel like this conversation's gone so awry with Betsy. And
What are you talking about? She was partially responsible.
no, I feel like that. Oh, it was a private chat. Who's
Once we went to bananas and ham penguins, I was off the rails from that point.
By the way, I've never seen Jason laugh like that. He was
No,
inconsolable.
the funniest
It was
fucking thing I've ever
fantastic.
heard in my life. I just that is.
You did it, Betsy.
We came in for Easter talk, and we came in. We had a ton of things we were going to talk about. We haven't talked about any of it. I don't know.
I feel like this was just a decompression week.
Who else is on? Bets, did you already do spring break? Was it last week?
Yeah,
you said?
it was last week. We
So the
did
kids are
spring
back in
break.
school this week.
Kids are back in school. Well, fucking one of them was homesick, of course. Of course.
Is that right?
Yes. So they all missed a day of school yesterday because we were on the plane, and then a kid was sick. We have not been sick for 2 years, and then everyone got sick right before we went out of town.
Wait, were you there for the marathon then?
Yes, actually, we left the day of the marathon.
Oh, did you get to see any of it? No.
I don't know. Do you watch the marathon? Do you watch it?
I feel like in Boston, like everybody like wakes and bakes and like goes out and it's like, ah! I thought
yeah, we all had
Boston,
a day off. They call it like Patriot
Marathon Monday, right?
Something like that.
Well, I know. Well, anyway.
Yeah.
Wait, so that's did Ari grow up in Boston?
Yeah, Ari, my husband grew up in Boston. His whole family's still there.
Oh, Carl Nelson.
That's sweet. But yeah, we saw them like setting up for the marathon and stuff. We walked around all the parks and stuff, and took a duck boat tour, whatever.
Oh, I love that.
My brother-in-law
You were
used
bored
to.
out of your mind. You went to the common and took a duck boat. I love you were like you were in Boston and Mulligan was like, oh, did you watch the marathon?
Well,
We stood at mile 22 and we watched 5,000 people just run by.
This is
we had like a 5:45 flight home, and I saw like at least 2 marathon runners walking around with their medals, like getting on an airplane, which I thought was amazing. I would have been.
They're very confident that they were going to be done by the evening. I would not have been so confident.
So impressive.
Yeah.
I went to BU and Patriots Day was a big day. It was a big day. We'd go down the Elias Lounge and tear it up. It was a good.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I feel like in Boston.
You're in Boston. You're right. The marathon is like.
It's a big deal.
Guy. We're gonna go fucking watch the marathon.
Yeah.
Fucking tilt them. Come on, guy.
Yeah, the Packies. Go down to the Packy. Get a 6-pack. Yeah.
My husband is correcting me. It wasn't a duck boat. It was a swan boat. I'm sorry. Swan boat.
Wow.
Betsy,
let me ask you, would you remarry?
I would not like to say on the record on the internet.
No, there's no way to answer that.
It's not a duck boat.
It's a swan
boat.
Well, listen, 50% of people get divorced, right? It's a 50% divorce rate. So I would guess if you could go back in time, 80, I would say 90% of people would go, what was I thinking about? That was a terrible decision. No.
I do know a fair number of people who now are divorced and co-parent, and it does sound like in a lot of ways parenting is when you are only following your own rules. There's a certain advantage that and the fact that they get a break, like, half the time.
So I used to think before I had kids, I would hear the term joint custody, and I go, "Oh, that sounds terrible." And now I hear joint custody, and it makes me a little al dente. I get a little excited. I'm like, joint custody.
Somehow I feel like al dente.
It's like a week off, and then it's like a week on.
Oh, just a week now.
Yeah, right now I'm a fireman, but I'm 7 days on, 7 days on. Yeah. But then they would be like, "Oh, you're 4 days on, 3 days off." You'd be like, "Oh, I can work with that schedule." Yeah.
By the way, I'm pretty sure al dente has never been more poorly used. I don't think when you're referring to your dick, you want anything with teeth. That's what al dente means.
Oh, I thought al dente meant a little firm, just a little.
Yeah,
firm.
but it means like you need to use a little teeth.
Yeah.
That's hilarious.
I'm not gonna lie to you. Then I am definitely a little al dente. I mean, I'm not. Yeah. I mean, Mulligan, come on, al dente. Yeah.
Al dente is the best semi-hard I've ever heard.
Maybe I'm a little. I'm a fetishist. Fetishist.
Fetishist. I think that's right.
I feel like I've bogarted this whole show, and I'm.
No, Jamie, get out of your own way. We're having fun. It's all
Everybody's
fun.
having a great time here.
I don't. What's
I
going on, buddy?
I need more Negroni. I feel bad because we have Betsy, and I feel like we should be more Betsy centric.
Okay, Betsy.
Yes.
Tell us about the delivery of each of your children with great detail.
How painful was it? How much? And did you poop yourself? Because that's
Everybody. Come on, Jamie. Who doesn't?
Everybody. I have
it
to
was
say,
weird. When my wife gave birth, I pooped myself, and it got the whole thing was just a. And then I went downstairs and I said, I pooped myself, and it was a mess.
We had twins. I actually shit twice.
Yeah.
I'm so not interested in hearing any men talk about when their wives were delivering babies.
No,
It was crazy because my wife was so tired after the first twin that like I had to like rally her because she tried to get the doctor to
I can't imagine.
she wanted to do a C-section for the second one and he wouldn't let her. He's like, no, you can do this. And so he's like, he took me aside and he's like, I need you to try and get her pumped up for this. And so I had to like coach to get her back to like where she would agree to do it.
I can't imagine.
And now I'm like, did I make the right decision? Because the stroke happened. So I'm like, Jesus Christ.
Oh yeah, Betsy, I don't know if you know that his wife had a stroke. How many days after delivering the kids?
6.
So they had newborns, and then she had a completely debilitating stroke 6 days
not
after.
like on Billy Squire stroke. It wasn't like stroke. It wasn't like that kind of stroke. It was
Yeah.
that doesn't resonate with me. Who's Billy Squire?
Billy Squire, stroke man. Joe Bo knows what I'm talking about. Stroke man. Down.
Do you see how unamused Jason was? He's like, "Oh, we're doing bits about my wife's stroke now."
Billy Squire, he brings.
I'm okay with it. We make light of it all the time here.
I remember begging for a C-section when I had my first kid because here's something I've learned since having kids and doing my podcast and talking to tons of we're like 270 episodes deep at this point on my podcast. Like I've talked to a lot of people, and I've talked to so many people whose epidurals failed, and mine did my first childbirth. And I kept being like, should I take a birthing class? And my doctor and everyone I knew was like, no, are you going to get the epidural or what? And I was like, yeah. And they're like, then you don't have to. It'll be fine. It'll be smooth sailing. And so I got my epidural and it didn't work. And then I like freaked the fuck out and begged them for a C-section and they wouldn't give it to me.
Oh, I didn't realize there was a chance it wouldn't work. That's insane.
I had it only work on half of my body, and they're like, lay on the other half of your body, and I did, and I was like, "Ooh, good call on that. I'm back. She's back."
Yeah,
How were
it
your
never
deliveries, Kate? How were your deliveries?
Mine?
Yes.
Well, Neil's was scary because he was 2 weeks. His heart rate decelled in my 38-week appointment. She's like, go across to the other building in Cedars and have Bachner give you an ultrasound. And I got an ultrasound. He's like, your fluid's low, so you're gonna head back to the hospital and you're gonna have your baby today. And I said, I said, who's gonna do what?
Is that my windshield washer fluid or which fluid?
Yeah. Really, your fluid's low. Your fluid's low. And I was like, okay, great. Well, we're gonna we live a couple blocks away. We're gonna go pack a bag. He's like, sure aren't.
Fluids off.
You missed your birth, one of the births, right? You missed Claire's.
I watched it on FaceTime
FaceTime.
from the Omaha airport as I got on a Southwest flight. It was pretty
Can you
good.
handle
She
Betsy?
came in a month early. It's a long story.
Oh, that sucks. I'm sorry.
Well, it didn't suck for me. I mean, I was getting on a plane. So.
Did your wife have a doula or anything?
No, she had a friend with her.
That's
Oof.
good.
Are
I
they still friends?
took a gig a month before the due date, and I was gone for 24 hours. I got on a plane. I would be back within 24 hours, and bingo.
That's like a fucking sitcom, Jamie. That's crazy.
I know. I was crazy. It was like 4 weeks early, and I have the FaceTime where the doctor holds the baby up to the camera as I'm like, in the little square on the corner. Yeah.
No, you look
It's
a
in your
little.
opening.
I landed.
Yes, that's
I
it.
landed, and I was there like 3 hours later, and I was in there with the baby. And she didn't. I mean, she doesn't remember. She doesn't remember.
Yeah, but your wife does.
So she had to be in a light blanket. Did you guys? Do you know the light blanket?
For
There was
jaundice.
jaundiced.
Yeah.
I was apparently when I was born. She was jaundiced, and so they put them in a light blanket. There's a blanket of light. It's like a Radiohead video of some sort. There's like there's a light blanket, and
Yeah, it sounds like a York costume.
Yeah, Tom York costume. That's exactly right.
It was a swan costume, not a duck costume.
It was an accident.
It was an accident.
Anyway, light blanket. She's fine now. Betsy, how are your deliveries?
I mean,
I got my first delivery was a fucking nightmare because my epidural didn't work, so it was pretty much an unmedicated birth, and that was not so. Like every 10 minutes, they would come in and try to give me more. Well, I would ask for more drugs, and they didn't want to give me more drugs. And I had a bit of a panic attack. And I remember at one point they said to my husband, "Is she normally like this?"
Okay. Did they say that audibly?
He was like, "What?"
They said,
did they say that audibly? Like you could hear them say that to her? To him?
I think so. Yeah, I remember him being like, "Well, no, she's normally not giving birth, and she thought her epidural was gonna work." So yeah, everyone thought I was real dramatic, I guess. You know what? I gave birth in New York City, and they were all just like, forget about it. Like everybody has a fucking kid. Like, oh, you're not special.
they just wrap her in a slice of raised pizza and then put her.
But were you, Betsy? Betsy, were you dramatic?
I don't think I was.
Was Ari dramatic?
No, and Ari was trying to make jokes the whole time to like lighten the mood, and everyone was
Oh, really? Ari was making jokes? That's weird.
Seems off character.
I appreciated it. Yeah, and then they sent us an $8,500 bill for the anesthesia. That's right, because they gave me so much anesthesia. Yeah, the one of the times that I gave birth, the guy described it like that because I was like so paranoid the second time. Like I went in and met with the anesthesiologist. I was like, here's what happened. Here's what never can happen again. What can we do to have this never happen again? Because that was a fucking nightmare. And I had like post-traumatic stress afterwards, and I didn't even know it. People were like, how was the birth? And I would like start to cry. And I'm like, why are you crying?
Yep.
Because that was like a fucking nightmare. But anyway, this anesthesiologist was like, imagine if you have a dictionary and you're just flipping through the pages and you have to put a needle on page 328 and you're just flipping through and you got to put the needle in the right, like that's how he likened putting an epidural in terms of
sounds like an excuse. You know what I'm saying? Yeah! Sounds like an excuse.
Crazy.
But my third time, one of the times it worked and it was amazing.
Yeah, it's great. It's great. It's a great thing.
Like
I returned to my body. I actually left. With my first son, I got Pitocin. Because they were inducing me, I was 20 hours in. And the woman's like, I really think you're going to do this. I think you're going to do it natural. And she turned it down at night so that I could sleep. And then she came back in and woke me up from a dream. And it was one of the worst. I can't tell you, I cannot explain to wake up from like a dream and know that you have to do that all over again. You have to go from like, And I started mooing at one point because the pain was so bad. So at hour 20, I took the epidural and he was out within an hour.
Whoa.
Within an hour. It was like, yeah.
Whenever you go in to like see the hospital and stuff, they're always like, you can just walk around and like you can like lean on this bar and you could like stand up and then you get in there and they're like, here's 20 tubes. 4 of them are in your fucking back.
Yes.
You're like you're like the fucking Fifth Element, like Mila Jovovich in the Fifth Element, just like covered in all this crazy shit. Yep. And there's no way that you're able to like swing on a bar and walk around.
Nope. And bounce on a ball.
Bounce on a ball. Go fuck yourself. Yeah. If you ask them to
sit and spin. How about that? Sit and spin.
Ma'am.
Yeah.
Are you kidding me? No.
Dickie made the mistake so I tried to do the same thing with my second. I tried to labor as naturally as long as possible and then took the epidural sort of in the 12th hour. But at some point, my husband said, I haven't seen somebody working this hard since Neil, our first son, tried to get a poop out. And I was like, I need you to not speak for the rest of this day. You're done. You're cut off. Yeah. Wasn't a good joke, but it looks like Ari made a good joke.
You feel like every mom who goes through childbirth resents the father for doing that to her?
Oh, if they were making jokes and the woman was in transition, as I was, yeah, I think so.
Yeah. And every guy makes a joke because in the back of our head, we think, I'm helping. I'm totally helping. Yeah. I'm making this situation. I don't know why she doesn't understand it. This is her problem. She's not getting what I'm doing. I'm alleviating tension. Doesn't everyone see this?
Yeah.
And then she's like, I hate you.
You in particular.
You, very much so you. And you did this to me. And I resent you for it. And I'm like, you're not getting it. I'm funny. See it?
It's why you married me.
Did you appreciate his humor then, Betsy?
I think I did actually.
I bet you did.
Yeah, Melissa she was glad that I made jokes.
What's that?
Mm-hmm.
Melissa, my wife said that she was glad that I made jokes throughout.
Yeah, I mean that's part of like why we're together. He's funny and he makes me laugh. I have to say one thing I learned, just a little off topic. One thing I learned my second time around was because the first time we had our kids, our baby, they wouldn't let you eat or drink. And I was so tired and hungry and thirsty. And so the second time I did, and I just didn't tell them.
Yep. That's correct.
I stand by it. I had a doula and I was like, write down every time I eat. So if shit goes down, you'll be able to tell them, but I will be fucking secretly eating this trail mix this whole time.
Yes, that's right.
Yeah. And drinking this water because y'all can go fuck yourself. No one is like, go run a marathon and don't eat and don't drink. And no.
I got to tell you, I feel like you can absolutely make jokes until my cervix is at 7 centimeters. At that point, the jokes need to stop. And from 7 to 10,
that's 7. Is that?
Is it anybody making jokes or just your husband? Like, could Kaler and I come in during one of your births and make jokes and you'd be okay with it?
I'll slit both your throats. I'll slit both your throats.
I feel like that's about right. I'd slit my own throat at this point.
Yeah. I mean, it's 7 to 10 is not, I believed I was dying. I was sure of it. I was sure I was dying, which is why I took the epidural at 8. I'm like, I got to stop dying.
Wow.
Yeah.
I'm impressed. That's amazing.
You
delivered a child without you delivered at 10 without an epidural working.
Well, I mean, it would work for like 10 minutes at a time.
Doesn't count. You still do that. That's what I'm saying. It doesn't count.
The problem is it's never going to be even because you'll always have that over us as a woman. You'll be like, we gave birth. Any fight ends that way. It's like, it's even, we're fighting. And then the woman's like, I gave birth. And you're like, okay, you win. I don't know.
I think at some point my husband even said, he's like, there's no way that anything I could go through physically, like Like you have a very limited empathy for it, no matter what it is.
That's
isn't it?
correct.
I was like, yeah.
That is correct, Ari. Yeah, that's right. I'm not interested in your cold, Ari. Thank you, though. Thanks. I'm sorry. I'm sorry your nose feels stuffy. That's a bummer.
To be fair, Mulligan, you've never been hitting the balls. It really hurts. I mean, it's very painful.
I got hit in my growing tits by a soccer ball. And let me tell you something. That tender age of, I mean, I could feel it in my teeth.
No close. Not even close.
How dare you?
You get hit in the ball as a young man, and your balls are just jangling out in the Crown Royal bag, like just a soft, pouchy bag. And then all of a sudden, something just taps it just the wrong way. And it's, Jason, back me up. You know what I'm talking about.
No, you're right. Because even now, even talking about it, I feel this weird tingle in my undercarriage.
Yeah.
Do you feel it in your teeth?
Did you see that baseball player, Jason, the other night on SportsCenter? There was a baseball player on first base, and they went to throw to pick him off at first, and the first baseman didn't catch it. And the hard Major League Baseball thrown by a Major League pitcher hit the dude right in the tallywhacker, and it dropped him like a rock.
But they're all wearing cups, right?
Maybe. I don't know. I didn't.
Of course they are. They've got to be wearing a cup. I love Betsy.
Get out. You know what? You guys are right. I'm sorry.
Thank you.
Ari's right. There's nothing we can say. You win. You win.
I'm not trying to win. What I will say is that it really makes doctor's visits amazing because like I broke my toe maybe when Neil was like 8 months old, and the doctor's like, it's broken and it's dislocated. Like I'm going to have to pop it. I'm going to have to relocate. I'm going to have to pop it back into place. She's like, would you like me to numb it? I'm like, what? No, pop it back into place. And she was like, are you sure? I'm like, I had a child. She's like, pop it. You know, it was fine. I can do anything now. I'm sure of it.
Well,
my appendix ruptured. My appendix ruptured in my body and walled itself off against my colon. And I would do that 17 times over having childbirth again.
Why aren't we sending moms instead of like SEAL Team 6? Why aren't we sending a handful of moms who are like over there going, you can't hurt us?
I think it's because the fanny pack would get in the way.
But they're so useful.
They are, but I'm going to have a lot of snacks. I'm going to need to have hand sanitizer on me. And as soon as I listen, as soon as I try to go for my gun, as soon as I try to snipe, it gets caught on the fanny pack. I just think, I don't know. That's my take on why. By the way, do we know SEAL Team 6 may be made up of plenty of moms? Who knows?
It could be all moms. I think it might be. I feel like it might be.
Did you ever try to do SEAL training, Jamie, in the Navy? No.
No, and I'm Navy. I was Navy lieutenant, and no, those guys are no. They're no.
No.
No. But I respect them, and I have friends who are SEALs, but they are no. It's not my jam. It's not my jam.
What kind of person?
I barely made it through surface stuff. I was like, yeah, why are we here? What's happening? Why are we fighting these guys? This is bullshit.
Jamie, so you
I got winded walking past the recruiting office.
What kind of people become like a Navy SEAL? Like, what are some general things about someone who becomes a Navy SEAL?
It's the quiet guy in the corner that you can't stop him. You have to hit him with a baseball bat and kill him, or he won't. Yeah, they are. It's never the big macho guy. It's never that guy. That guy doesn't make it. It's the quiet dude. You know the quiet dude where you're like, that guy won't shut up.
Okay, Freddie B has the line, which is first test of a Navy SEAL is touch your eyeball.
So Hannah will be the first female SEAL. Are there female SEAls? First touch your eyeball.
I'll tell you what, that nurse that did a triple tap on her eye is definitely a SEAL.
I'm not making
with the press-ons even.
I'm not. I wouldn't make SEAL.
Can I ask though, Jamie? Like, okay, let's ask just about a couple traits here. Broken family. Do they become SEAls or no? Do you have to come from a like?
I don't think it's that.
Scary? Are they scary?
Are they scary?
No. They're very friendly. They're never the first guy to throw up. They don't start fights. They're not the.
Are they super patriotic?
Patriotic.
Very patriotic. Absolutely. Yeah. There's a cause.
Okay.
Navy SEALs. Hey, Ari, that's a show. Shield. That's a show.
That is a show for sure.
Shields. I mean, you know, it's on.
Also, I mean, also maybe rework the title because it looks like She Owls, and I just feel like I don't know. She Owls.
It's the Oneaters. No, it's the Wonders. No, it's the Oneaters. No, it's not. You can't. It doesn't work. You got
It doesn't work. The She Owls. The Navy
All right,
She
listen,
Owls.
it's 8:30. I have.
Yeah. What are we doing?
I'm trying to put
What are we
kids
doing?
to bed. I feel bad. I want to let Betsy go for another hour and just shoot the shit because I feel.
I gotta go make fucking pandas out of donuts and pepperonis.
I have 5 more days of my kids on spring break, and other families have huge plans, and they're gone. Oh, my wife leaves tomorrow she's for a work trip, so it's just me and 2.
Wait, I thought she was gone already.
She's been working, so she's basically been gone, but she's here. But she's watching the children as we speak.
What are you going to do?
He's like, we're gonna go to Dick's Sporting Goods.
Yep.
Then we're gonna go to Big Five.
Benadryl.
Then we're gonna go to Patagonia.
Jamie, today Hannah wanted to bike to my house. I mean, that'll take you a while if you get started on that.
We got a bike rack. I invented a new pool game. Did we see my pool game? I'll show you.
Did, yes.
Okay.
With the golf balls.
Your kids like playing pool? Oh, in the pool, in the actual pool. I thought you meant like billiards.
So I chip balls. I chip golf balls at them while they're in the pool.
Okay.
She jumps into the pool.
This seems like this is like a 2-for-1. Like you're happy and they're happy.
This could go so badly and it doesn't. Yes. I'm amazed. I'm amazed that no one's losing teeth.
Well, he's very gentle.
Your aim is amazing.
I'm a gentle lover. I'm a gentle lover.
That's a weird situation.
Like a penguin made of ham and bananas.
A lot of people thought I was hitting real golf balls at my kids. I'm like, no, I'm not hitting. They're plastic golf.
Betsy and I both thought they were real golf balls.
Yeah.
Are you criminally? Do you have a concept that somebody would go like, we should make plastic golf balls? Did that even cross your brain?
No, because I'll tell you what, you're a guy that doesn't think it's a problem when your kids are bad in public. So I'm pretty sure you're a guy that's happy to hit hard. I don't think you've got good judgment. Yeah.
She and I have met fathers.
Yeah.
So we
totally
thought that was on the table.
Yes. I get it. Yeah, we're in games at this house. Yeah, we're in the pool a lot. We're on bike rides. It's basically I'm in the pandemic. Spring break should just be called pandemic repeat. Is what it should be called. It's like 7 days of like, a lot of my friends are families. They went to Palm Springs or something, and we didn't do that. But
Freddie B brings up a really good point. Have you bought any melatonin gummies for the children yet?
Yeah.
I did, but unfortunately, I ate them all. I'm very, very groggy as we speak.
Yeah, those things are fucking key. If we got through our whole Boston trip because of thank you melatonin gummies.
Did you use them for the time change and stuff, and it worked?
Yes, every night we were like, "Come on, it's time." It's time to,
you guys are like gummies. In Jonestown. You're like in Jonestown going, it's Kool-Aid time. Come have a cup of Kool-Aid. I don't want any Kool-Aid. Drinking.
Yeah. All right. Get on your bunk beds.
The cuckoo's nest. Everyone comes up and you come up to the window. We give you your little paper cup. And
all right, everybody get your Nikes on. It's time to climb into your bunks. Pull the covers over your head.
Ratchet. She's got a little nurse ratchet to her.
I had my light at the end of the spring break tunnel yanked away from me today. He was supposed to go back today, and Mother Nature thought, it would be really fucking funny to do to Jason and Gowin. I'm going to make a snowstorm this night, so they canceled school today, and he didn't go back.
I thought you were going to say your son. I thought you were going to say his son got his period again.
No, it should be next week, Kate.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I apologize. After seeing Turning Red, his son was pretty sure.
Yeah, my 6-year-old son informed me that he got his period.
Oh my God. He got his pyramid? Oh, pyramid. Okay.
Jason thinks it's called pyramid.
I think it's way funnier if he gets his pyramid. That's really funny. That's really funny.
He got his pyramid out of his perchina.
So. And then he told me he was getting grumpy and that he would need hot cocoa. And the only thing I could think was like, God, I hope he and my wife's cycle doesn't sync up.
I got a Regina and I got my pyramid.
I don't need two messes in this.
All right,
house.
listen, everybody.
We gotta let Betsy go.
It's
She's
8:34. I've got to go put kids to bed. I can't. I mean, honestly, you guys can go on for the rest of your lives. I don't.
no, because I'll also tell you I'm a little bit wiggly because I have to pee. I do have to pee, guys.
I have to pee too. I had an agreement.
Betsy
Listen,
Stover is the most delightful human on the planet.
Honestly,
Are we all in agreement on
I
this?
feel bad. I hope
Hello?
she has fun because I love having her here. The podcast is Why Mommy Drinks, and you guys are doing live shows, ticketed
That's
shows.
right. We're doing a live show this Saturday at 4 p.m. Pacific. If you go to Why Mommy Drinks podcast on Instagram, we've got info there on how to get tickets on brownpapertickets.com. And yeah, we're just gonna do like a live podcast taping. People are gonna share their shit shows because every podcast.
Will Ari be on the side commenting along?
Oh, he could be. Why not?
Pretty funny. Where he's just like Mystery Science Theater 3000 doing it, where he just kind of writes his.
Yeah, he does that here, and it I love it.
He did it during your labors, and you loved it. So God bless. Godspeed.
Oh yeah, and Ari's great. Illuminati Improv is my improv group. Ari is in it. If you think he's funny, you can see him perform with me and our friends. And we're doing a show also on Saturday.
Are you guys back live?
Yeah. Oh no, not live. We do it on Zoom on YouTube.
Right? Yeah. Totally cool. Yeah, it's great.
You go to IlluminatiImprov.com. You can check that out. We're our
super great improv group, Illuminati. Yeah, very cool for everyone to join. So. And people can come find Why Mommy Drinks, the podcast.
Yeah, come download Why Mommy Drinks. Check us out on Instagram, Why Mommy Drinks Podcast, and and you can start off with one of the episodes with any of the people I am here with. Kate Mulligan was a guest. Jason and Jamie came on together. Jamie came on by himself. So, if you like these guys, you're going to like Why Mommy Drinks.
Well, Why Daddy Drinks is the other one. But yeah, that's it. Listen, we've gone way too long. This has been a crazy show. Betsy, thank you for coming to join us.
Thank you. It's so much fun.
Thank
I always
you,
have a
Betsy.
great time, and it's always such a blast to be asked. So thank you very much.
I won't be
Thank
punching
you.
the lamp tonight. Maybe tomorrow. We'll see if I can get to the lamp. But definitely like, subscribe, follow, share. I love that people are starting to share the comments from all the regulars.
So much fun.
Honestly, it's become our own mental health day because your comments make us laugh so hard. So thank you to everybody for chiming along and coming in, especially Ari. Funny cat.
Oh my God.
That's it. I guess
Tomorrow night.
We're doing a special show because tomorrow's 420. And so we actually, really quick, we interviewed a gentleman who is a lawyer for pot companies and a dad.
Oh.
Yeah, and he'll be on tomorrow night. And so we're going to do a little live, and then we're going to play his interview and stuff for 420 for tomorrow. We have a bunch of shows coming up. We're doing Flappers May 12th. Oh, Mindy, that's right. Mindy Sterling, Celia Behar is going to be here. Brian Ross is tomorrow. Mindy Sterling's so funny. So she's going to be here August 3rd, and super fun.
That's great.
Betsy, thank you so much for coming.
Thank you for having me. It's been a blast.
Tell them about the Flappers show.
Flappers is May 12th, right?
Yes.
Yeah, May 12th. Flappers is a live one in Burbank. We'll do it. We'll post some stuff for everybody. So
It's my 10-year anniversary, and I'm spending it with Jamie and Jason.
That's true. And,
Everybody should go. Flappers is the fucking best. They've got great cocktails. They've got really good food, which is very rare for a comedy club.
It actually, you know what? They do have great tots. I'm not
actually,
gonna lie.
Betsy, you might be coming and doing a set. We'll talk to you later about it. We love you all. Thank you guys so much. We'll see you guys next. We'll see you tomorrow, and then
All right.
well on the Parents Lounge.
Good night, everybody.